No. No. Yes. Oh, hello. I'm Jerry.
And I'm Mark.
And we are the Military Collectibles Shop. You actually caught us a little early. We wanted to give you a little bit of a backstage look at what actually goes on to producing what's new at the Military Collectibles Shop. So for this, our 200th video, we wanted to show you that we're just like everybody else. We're just normal guys. We have our pants put on one leg at a time, just like everyone else.
I asked for 48 degrees. This isn't 48 degrees, this is like 49. Ugh.
You guys are on in 5 minutes.
All right, thank you. Okay, well, that's us. We can't keep our loyal fans waiting, so we'll be seeing you in a little bit. So thanks for joining us on this backstage journey to see what goes on behind the scenes at the Military Collectibles Shop. Come on, let's go. Mark, get up. It's time for our video.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Already?
Already. Because we are celebrating our 200th video.
Preview. Wow.
It's almost like our 100th, but more.
I thought we would have been like on 10,000 by now.
It does feel like that sometimes. So, a great big, I don't know how to start this. Hello and welcome to all of our friends and our new friends who might be seeing this for the first time. I'm Jerry.
I'm Mark.
And we are the Military Collectibles Shop. If you haven't heard that before, you're going to hear it a lot, so you might as well get used to it. That's kind of our shtick.
Yeah.
So, we normally do a What's New at the Military Collectibles Shop video, where we share with you stuff that's come in the shop. And we also do a couple other series. We do the Military Collecting 101 series, where it's kind of designed for new collectors, where it's informative and educational.
Cool.
Sometimes entertaining. Maybe there'll be puppets.
You never know.
You never know. And then we also do a collector's corner where collectors talk about their things. And for our 200th video, we wanted to do something special. So we thought what would be kind of cool is to each do some of our favorite things that have come into the shop. We've been doing this for a long time, since 2001. So there's been a lot of things that have come and gone through the shop. But some of the stuff that we've bought, we've hung on to.
Yeah.
Because
They couldn't pry it out of our fingers, you know?
we are collectors first and foremost. We love selling this stuff. I love dealing with everybody, but first and foremost, we are collectors. So when that special piece comes in, it's like, oh yeah. So we thought we'd share just three pieces with you. And honestly, it was difficult, trying to narrow it down to what three pieces.
Yes.
So we might expand upon this. Maybe we'll do an episode, more episodes called Favorite Things.
Cool.
So we can share, because half the fun of collecting is sharing what you have with other collectors who can appreciate this stuff. Because we all have those family members that you show them something and they're like, oh, another one.
Oh yeah.
Is that one different from the other 10 you have?
Oh, but the maker mark on the other side is different on...
This one's RZM marked, right, exactly, yeah. So it's nice to be able to show stuff to people who can appreciate it. So we appreciate having you there to appreciate our stuff. So a whole lot of appreciation going on.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm glad you appreciate it. Okay, so without further ado, let's take a walk down memory lane and see, I don't know. We'll talk about some of the...
All right.
I'll go first. Because I think this might be one of the oldest things that I have that came into the shop. Now, part of the criteria for this is it had to be stuff that actually walked into the shop. So this is one of my all-time favorites. We were still at our old little shop. I think this is before we even expanded to the other side. When we were just at little one side. But this came in a bag, in a grocery bag, and I was literally shaking as I was pulling it out. Because it's a World War II U.S. medic helmet. It's got the medic cross on the front and the sides. It's got the kind of remains of the net. It's actually got a Holly paper liner in it. So the early, it's a fixed bail front seam, very early 1942 era helmet with the early, this is actually one of the first pattern Hollies with the non-removable chin strap, still got that. It's got the net, and it actually has a bullet hole through it. So just along the top rim, went through the lining, in and out of the lining, and I'm not going to take it apart now, but the Holly liner also has the matching medic red crosses on it.
Wow.
And it's actually got the guy's alphanumeric laundry marking on there.
Did you find out who it was?
This was, again, we've been doing this since 2001.
You never got around to it.
Well, okay, the internet wasn't quite what it is now back in 2001. You remember the beaner. I mean, there was literally web pages back then that would just say image.
Oh, yeah, I remember
image,
those.
and you'd have to wait for the picture to load. Yeah, so being able to research, the narrow database wasn't what it is, as robust today. Now, the beauty of the internet back then is you could pretty much hack into places all day long, because nobody had firewalls, everything, it was the Wild West. But that's a story for another day. So, one of my favorite things the fixed bail front seam medic helmet with the net and the liner, I believe came out of Italy.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was tickled. Still tickled. Love that helmet.
I got this beer mug.
That's a shot glass.
It's an honor goblet.
An honor goblet? That sounds impressive.
It's marked 835. So this is one of those plated ones. This is
The alpaca, so that's a silver one.
this is a silver one. The guy I was told was a Stuka pilot because we had somebody look that up, and he was awarded this in 1944. I don't know how long he was a Stuka. Well, I guess he could have switched planes, because that seems like a kind of a slow-moving thing. But it's really cool. It's dark with age, but
Yeah.
and I'm not shining it up, so it's going to remain dark with age.
Don't polish your goblets.
And quite honestly, the idea of drinking out of this thing, I don't know, just doesn't appeal to me. It doesn't look real
Drinky.
drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the honor goblet, that was designed to be somewhere between the German Cross Breast Award and the Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross Neck Award. So they wanted something that was kind of for the Luftwaffe, that was kind of between. And it's actually a tradition that goes back to World War I. There are actually some World War I honor goblets
Yeah, I seen pictures of them.
where they had a similar two eagles fighting design.
Oh, is that what they're doing? I wasn't sure. I know it was two eagles doing something.
Kids, don't listen to Mr. Mark.
I'm sure they never do.
Right. No, that's awesome. And again, a named attributed piece. We
have a copy.
Yeah,
of,
the document. Yeah, he has a
Yeah.
copy of the document.
Yeah.
I believe the original document is still in the Bundesarchiv in Bundesland.
Yeah. Yeah, they only got a copy of it.
Right. So no, that's an awesome piece. And the Stuka and the Germans were using Stukas all the way up to the end. I mean,
Yeah, I know. I've read stories where the last day of the war, these guys heard there was a plane coming over, and the guy said, "It's a Stuka." It was like, "Yeah, right." It was like a Stuka came out of nowhere.
Right. And I mean, I always liked the Stuka. It was always my favorite plane. And part of it was because my uncle who fought in World War II, actually, he recounted some stories about being attacked by Stukas. But just the audacity that the Germans put those wing sirens on,
Oh yeah.
just to freak people out. That's like such a badass move. When those things come screaming out of the sky. And coupled with that, the pilots actually, on a dive bombing thing, and when they pull up, the pilots actually pass out. So it's, the plane is designed to correct itself, so I mean, I don't know. That seems pretty ballsy. And they actually do have a Stuka in the Chicago Museum of Science and Industry.
Yeah.
So if you ever
that's
get a
pretty
chance
cool.
to go down there, we highly recommend it. You can also see the U-505.
It was shot down attacking a British air base in Tunisia,
Oh, right.
and the pilot was badly wounded, so he landed the plane, but the engine block was cracked, but they do have the engine block there,
Oh,
unless somebody snuck it out the back door. But I was like,
wasn't me. Wasn't there. Can't prove anything. No, but that's very cool. Neat piece. Okay. I guess two of my things are helmets. This was another one. This was always a holy grail helmet for me. It's one you've seen it on the various catalog auctions and advanced guard catalogs and everything. It's such an iconic helmet. This is an experimental helmet, type 8. Very cool. The lady I got it from, her dad actually worked at Ford. These were made by Ford. But it's just a cool helmet. They were trying all kinds of things after World War I. They knew that the Brody helmet wasn't sufficient enough, so they actually tried all different kinds of helmet configurations. Some were kind of Swiss looking. They had one called the Liberty Bell, where it was kind of giant looking. This one had the the visor that could go up.
It looks remarkably like they took an Imperial German helmet and put a visor on it and put the 3 pads in there.
Pretty close, yeah. No, exactly. They used a lot of German helmet design, and that was part of the problem, because the German helmet was actually much more effective than the American helmet. But it took them, I don't know how many years after World War I to go to the Fritz Kevlar helmet, only because it reminded people too much of the German helmet. So, it was like 11 to 15% more effective in protecting your head, but they didn't want to do it because it looked like the German helmet.
So it's a pretty valuable helmet. So I guess you're not going to let me take it to the Renaissance Fair.
No, this one will not be going. I think they only made 1,200 of these.
Wow.
So yeah, really ridiculously rare and just super iconic helmet. I never thought I'd get one, let alone to have one come in. So super tickled about that.
That's cool. Well, I got this M43 police hat. You think about these guys and going out there and doing the dirty work, giving people tickets and eating all the donuts. I mean,
Mark,
when you seen these guys come by your house,
didn't the German police have tanks?
Yeah, the German police had tanks, and we had that German police artillery hat.
Oh yeah.
So this is cool.
Yeah.
This is.
No, you don't see a lot of combat German police stuff. And,
yeah, this is one of my favorite M43 hats.
Again, that is really cool.
I like the M43 hat. It was a very functional hat, unlike the overseas or the garrison hats. It was like, oh, there's rain falling on my face. Well,
the sun's in my eyes.
Yeah. And then they went to the berets, and it was like, even my daughter said, that's kind of a dumb hat.
Right.
It's like the baseball hats were more functional for the U.S. troops.
And you could pull those down over your ears when your ears got cold.
Yes, you could.
Oh, that's very cool. Okay, so I cheated a little bit because my third thing is actually a 1. I'm counting this as 1.
He's cheating.
1 SS insignia collection. So this actually came out of a collection out of Minnesota, but I'm counting it as a walk-in because the guys from the family actually walked in our store.
Yep.
With their pictures on the little iPad, and honestly, the first time we saw it, we thought we didn't even see any of this stuff, but we saw it was a faraway shot of a bunch of uniforms hanging there, and there was black uniforms and SS camo and green uniforms and a whole closet full, and we're like, was he a reenactor? And they're like, we don't know. We didn't even know he had this stuff.
Yeah, it looked fake from across the room, but when they sent us better pictures, it was like, we're going to Minnesota.
We're going to Minnesota. So this is an awesome collection of some fairly rare SS collar insignia. We've got some early Allgemeine numbered ones. We've got some early SS VT, like the Signal Blitz, and the early regimental SS2 for Germania, Regiment Germania. Some other SS insignia, some Waffen SS, some Waffen SS sleeve diamonds, and now technically these are SA, but some SA Feldherrenhall collar tabs. Well, I've been partial to the SA Feldherrenhall, and an SA long service chevron, and then kind of a smattering of SS boards. Shoulder boards, and a couple SS tinnies, and just a great collection of SS stuff. So very, very tickled.
It was like all in a shoebox.
It was in a shoebox,
Yeah.
buried. The guy had actually built like a, I don't want to say a bunker, because it really wasn't a bunker, but it was a room that was outside of the footprint of the house.
And so it had concrete walls, but he also had concrete blocks that were like wired in place on the ceiling.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think in case there was a nuclear attack, his stuff would be okay.
But he had built a fake wall in front of it, and the family, as they were cleaning out the house, because unfortunately he had passed, as the family was cleaning out the house, they stumbled across this room that was just full of stuff.
They had like a really heavy door too, if I remember.
Yeah, it was a steel door behind a false wall.
Okay, I know this isn't quite as interesting, but I collect Gebirgsjäger stuff, and that's Gebirgsjäger officer's hat. It's an M43 hat. It's not the short-brimmed original hats that they had.
The Bergmutes.
Yeah, but it's cool, and you know, it's like stained up. It's still got the leather sweatband because that's the way they came, and then he pinched the eagle in the front, and I have an NCO visor hat that the eagle is pinched in the front, but you could see that they had to replace the eagle because the wreath one was like a bit sheet metal, and I'm sure that when they tried to pinch the eagle, it broke. So then he got an aluminum eagle so he could pinch it, and that's what the Gebirgsjäger guys like to do.
Yeah.
You know, this
Sometimes
is cool.
that's a very cool hat.
But you can see how he sweated and
Right.
up a storm and that. I suppose I could just throw it in the washer.
Yeah.
But
Wash away the history.
And it doesn't have a bullion eagle, but
Not unusual.
you know, but this is, you know, you could tell the material is like an officer's.
Yeah. It's almost like the Italian wool, or
But
yeah.
it goes nicely with my uniforms.
Yeah. Oh, very cool. Okay, well, that was fun. So I hope you liked, seeing a little glimpse into some of our favorite things. I think we will do this as kind of a regular thing.
No, if we didn't collect anything, there would be the certain pointlessness to it. I mean, because we got interested in this stuff because we collected it, and then, you know, as we both started out, some of the stuff that we weren't that well attached, we sold that stuff off just to feed the habit or the collection. And
because I don't know if you know this, but collecting SS stuff, not cheap. I'd like to be an SS collector on a budget.
can I swap this mug for your? Let's not go there.
But yeah, no, so we've had some fantastic opportunities. And honestly, the secret fourth favorite thing for me, and I think for Mark too, I just didn't tell him about this, is honestly all of you. All of our friends. We have made so many friends and talked to so many cool people. And I mean, we went to shows and things before, but having the shots to expand our friend base exponentially.
This is, you know, it's kind of unreal, you know, the way we just, where we're at, and you know how this grew out of two guys doing this as a part-time job. And you know, we've met a lot of people, and you know, over the years, you know, we've met a lot of World War II vets, and I think this last year might be the last guy. He celebrated his 105th birthday, and he was throughout he was at Pearl Harbor, and he threw out the ball to the opening Brewers game, and they also he was 104 when he visited us, but 2 months later they showed his birthday party and it was 105, and it's like, but all the other, there isn't too many people around. They what is it, like down to only a few thousand?
Right. Yeah, his goal is to be the last Pearl Harbor survivor. They were down to like 11, and I think
they were down to 6.
Okay, yeah, the numbers.
And that was a matter of a few months, and it's like.
So we've been really fortunate in the number, and honestly, even the current veterans. We've met so many guys who've served, and so many have become really good friends of ours. One of them was just in this past weekend. Our buddy Joe.
Yeah.
Shout out to Joe, who came back up. He's now living down south of the Mason-Dixon line, doing some work for the federal government I can't talk about, but we get to meet so many cool people because of the shop. It's like I wouldn't have met, some of the people. Like we have a friends and family case that we keep from a lot of our friends and family. Go figure. That have actually served, from World War II guys all the way through, currently serving people.
Yeah,
Shout out to Hayden.
We got a whole lot of name tapes up there.
In a non-disclosed location out on a big aircraft carrier that I can't name, but has the initials CV. So a bunch of name tags, from tapes from our friends. A couple of my uncles, my brother, Tom's brother, Tom, Ralph, Jay. Some of them we made into action figures. Dave.
And Jay.
What
does he seem to be drinking?
With drinking action. No, we love them all. But all of you, we've made so many friends at the shows and through these videos. We've got people all over the world who contact us. Some of the people in Massachusetts call us daily, several times a day.
I'm surprised he didn't call today, even though we're closed.
Right. Shout out to you, Snowman. That's been an unexpected benefit, is the amount of friends that we've made. And I'm sure we've made a few enemies along the way, too.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. I seem to make enemies, huh?
But that's okay. So we're happy. We're so happy that you're here with us, because this is what collecting is all about. It's about sharing the stories. It's about preserving the memories. It's about keeping the artifacts safe, learning about them, learning about the history, learning about the people that actually did this stuff. So we really appreciate you being along for the journey with us, because it's a continual journey. We're always learning. We're always finding new things. We never know what's going to walk through the door, and.
Well, it's amazing how much you think you know about stuff, and then it was like, oh my God, I'm working on the cavalry stuff, and it's like mind blowing at all the different stuff they had. But
yeah, so
I would have swore with the number of the numbers on all of the cavalry pins, I thought maybe each guy had their own number.
Horse number 68.
But
yeah. So never stop learning. Okay, that's probably enough for now. Thanks again for joining us as we celebrate our 200th video.
Wow.
So let's hope for another 200 more. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Click the little subscribe-y thing, wherever it is, ding the bell, do whatever you have to do, so that you keep getting updates from all these fantastic videos.
Yeah.
Are you a subscriber?
Oh, I've been meaning to do it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not either. But that's okay, because a lot of you guys are, and we appreciate every single one of you, even whichever idiot continues to give us a thumbs down. Stop watching our videos. You know, if they're not going to get any better. So if you don't like it, go watch some cat videos or whatever you like to watch. You know, there's some great ones out there.
I'm sure there is.
Okay, we should go. But again, thank you for being here. We appreciate each and every one of you. You are our fourth favorite thing. And so thanks again for joining us on a few of our favorite things. Until next time, I'm Jerry.
And I'm Mark.
And we are the Military Collectibles Shop.